Good afternoon to you, friends, to whichever part of the globe you belong to. In this session of marketing series, we will be discussing few case studies. In fact, throughout the sessions, in the last couple of sessions, we have addressed few of the cases which were relevant to particular domain, and we have drawn inferences from it. In this session also, in coming 2 hours, we'll be addressing very interesting case studies which are belonging to different functional areas in terms of industry type, and we'll be also looking into marketing concepts about it. So let's start off our session by one of the most talked about areas when we speak of marketing these days. They say that if you are not online, then you are already on the line. That means today, when we speak of marketing, we cannot miss out on digital marketing. We cannot miss out on the importance that it plays in terms of really connecting people within no time. That was one. True, since people have been, they say that the world is becoming smaller. That means people are related to each other, not only in terms of distance, but also in terms of time. The time has shrunken, so that in this dynamics, they say if you really want to market well, the older traditional concepts of marketing stand alone might not suffice. That means that we need to upgrade ourselves in terms of the digital revolution as well, because otherwise, within no time, a company can have a dinosaur's time. That means the company can pretty soon become obsolete, redundant, or really extinct if we are not keeping pace with the changes that are happening in the marketplace or in the environment. So when we speak of marketing and the digital marketing more so, we need to understand that be it marketing an individual or company, maybe through websites, through online portals, through Google Media Search, through LinkedIn, through Facebook, whatever online portals they search, only through blogs of companies itself. It's very important that certain aspects about these are very relevant. And since online as or digital marketing tool as a tool is very recent, that means that the concepts are still evolving in terms of how to market better. So in this dimension, students, from our perspective, it is important that whichever company that we work with or already are working with, it's important that we know certain things about how to market either the product or the service or the company itself in terms of digitalization. So let's look into certain aspects of this first. So around first 45 minutes we'll spend on these aspects of digitalization. So when we speak of digital marketing, now the concept always remains that give more, you get more. But in digital marketing, it exactly doesn't need to happen that way. That means that people stuff in with a lot of content on their digital websites or online portals or any platform that they're using to market themselves. This being the case, companies or business houses realize that content marketing is about giving more of content, could be about knowledge, could be more of post, whatever. So more of content marketing, that is stuffing in many of these data, doesn't suffice, or doesn't work from a digitalization concept. So we will look into it, why content marketing fails and what needs to be done in this context. So also look into the slides and images as well, which are very different and which are very wonderful to use as well. Okay, so they say that failure sucks, isn't it? At some point of time, you and me have failed at some aspect. Need not necessarily has to be an academic failure, but failure in any aspect. It could be a financial failure, it could be an emotional failure, it could be about a relationship failure. But failure sucks, isn't it? But the biggest thing about failure is that it gives lots of learning. They say that either you win or you learn. Because if it's not working for you, that itself are lessons. In fact, students, let me tell you, the best lessons of our life from all aspects have come from our worst days. Do you agree? You bet you agree. Because worst days or difficult times, the failures are big time lessons. And leaders or winners take them as lessons, imbibe the learnings, and put across. Now we'll look into why really content marketing fails and what are the learnings we can draw from it. So most content effort will fail. If you see, this is a web page of the organization. Too much of data stuffed into, and if your customer on the digital world is a novice or a newcomer, it will be difficult to comprehend or to understand. So initially there are spikes of hope, if you see, then it finally falls down to no. That means when people start their digital marketing, it's with a lot of passion and energy, but gradually it fades off. In fact, you invest with the best of intention in terms of content, really best of intention. We put in a lot of energy. It's also with the launch with a great amount of excitement, even a website for that matter, or an online portal, or even a blog for that matter, or a digital advertisement, or sitcoms for that matter. The launch is full of energy, full of passion, as the slide also depicts so. And it will also suck because if you see the image clearly, it's about slides from Kaun Banega Crorepati, or who will become a billionaire model. The volcano name, if you see the question, the volcano known as whatever is closest to which Icelandic city, and if you see the options, you sometimes wonder what's happening. Let me tell you, our customers from a digital market as well feel it the same way if they really can't relate to what you're speaking, or in terms of content which they can't really connect. They say that in digital marketing or any marketing, first establish the connect, make it more user friendly, more comprehensible. If this is what a customer are going to get in at the first instance, there is no buy-in. And you as a proprietor of a business, or who is a marketer of a product or services within the organization, sometimes then wonder what happened. I put in my best effort, I was working towards it, I had lots of energy, I gave the best of data available in the marketplace, but it's not working. So you're also wondering what's happening. So 5 reasons we will try to plot one by one why pure content marketing will fail. Now, when we are addressing this issue, students, let's be very clear on this front. that we are never saying that content is not required. What we are saying is it should not be only content, number one. Number two, it should be easily comprehensible to the customer. Three, it should be with various dimensions which will feature, and you'll find this in the reasons of failures as well. Okay, number one reason why content marketing fails. First, you believe that the biggest myth content marketing ever told the world. Means you believe that the biggest myth about it. We imagine that content marketing works like this. So let's go see what's on the internet today, shall we? Now this is a normal customer who is just browsing the net, who maybe in his free time. This is what he sees. Lots of data, maybe few Twitter are there, few just other accounts as well. Now his conclusion is, I wonder what this post Kiran tweet is all about, because in the tweet which comes from Twitter, in this case he can't really relate to. Now from the entire page, if you see of whatever website the company has to offer, he looks into a few things, and the first thing that gets attraction is that was interesting, I should sign up for this free ebook download while I'm here. So only thing that is screened out or accounted to, or the rest are discounted to, are the free ebook, because it's large in font size. The free itself has different connotations as well. So, and I'll just fill out this contact form with my information and just submit. That's what Rand was thinking about it. And then, oh, better not forget to follow all their social profiles while I'm at it. So while the customer is connecting as well, is also kind of relating with your friends as well, to share it as well. He could broadcast it as well within his own group. Now, you might laugh, but a lot of companies invest in content marketing on the assumption that this is how it works. First, the organization makes the content. Then, the humans or the customers click it. Then, they buy it, and we may get money. We here means the organization. This is what the assumption is of high content marketing companies. But in reality, it works like this. So let's look at the same example. Let's see what's on Hacker News. How about Facebook? Alright, baby pictures, that are interesting. So let's try Twitter as well. Or maybe Google. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. So, business lessons from startup creating lifestyle brands. Then, after seeing around 400 plus links, I could have clicked. I finally chose this one. It's a good article, and this example naturally resonates. Now, keywords here are resonate. Now, understand, a customer will only relate to any picture or words or images or sounds that he could resemble to. So one of the guiding philosophy in marketing that we also use in digital world as well, it's about matching and mirroring. That means the philosophy says that if you are like each other, you like each other. I repeat, and we have mentioned this during the earlier part of our marketing series, but just to reiterate and repeat it once again, It says that if you are like each other, you like each other. That means if you have some similarities, maybe in terms of choices, preferences, in taste, values, beliefs, identities, nationality, if you have some kind of similarity, that's the first resonating factor. People like similarities. In physics, as we were taught in our school days, it was mentioned that opposite attracts, opposite poles attract, isn't it? But in human psychology, it works the other way around. It says that similarities attract. That means whatever we could have similarities tuned in or hooked in, that's the first buying factor. So that's what it resonates that with Urban Beardsome. So he himself ran himself sports a beer. That's how it resembles to it as well. So about a week later, I caught a link to Beard Brand's blog, and this is all about Beard and his lifestyle about it. And also, he could just imagine if this is what the lifestyle about the Beard Man is. He tried to relate that with his own world as well. That's about imagination. So I followed them on Google Plus. So I watched this video. They also shared it too as well. And no magic trick to grow a thicker beard, damn it. So that's about these are about matching needs of the customer over here. And then what Ryan mentioned, when my lovely wife told me that I might need to look into some mustache wax, I thought of a beard band, but I couldn't remember their names. So, eminent need for a mustache wax. Who were those guys that made the cool beard stuff? So naturally, I again searched for Google, and certain things were not interesting as far as the other links were concerned. But what fascinated was, yes, the beard band is there with the image as well. Understand, in digitalization, visuals attract. So if you're blogging, if you're posting up on a social media, or if you're creating a web page for the organization, add more of visuals. They say that a powerful picture or an image is as equivalent to 1,000 words. We've heard this quote from our childhood days, isn't it? So if you have a powerful visual, that's really powerful, even compared to 1,000 words. So yes, the image is capture. So now with this in hand, our character has some wishes for himself, and perfect match. So mustache wax trio is the product which is available in 3 cents as well. That's why the link up is. And the link is automatically enrouted through order confirmation, where the billing address is the Rand puts in. Say goodbye, bushy handbars. This is how content marketing really works. Caveman Rand explained. Now, are you seeing the links attached? Now, it's about a waxing product, but it started with a beard. So they're getting links up or hooks up to associated looks, could be imaginary or images as well. So this is how the content marketing really works. We make content, humans click or customers click. If them like, they will remember you. And if they remember you, maybe them see more content and the customer may visit again. We may build trust, relationship with humans. When then need me product, then come back. What it actually says is, if you are relating with your customer in a digital world, first develop relationship. If I were to give a metaphor in this case, you might have seen electricity transmission wires and towers as you travel across. So when electricity needs to be transferred or transmitted, first the towers are built. And once the towers are built across the length between them, then the wires are laid. Now students, important to understand that before you need to pass electricity, you need to connect the poles with wires. That's the relationship. Similarly, if you want to give a value to a customer, first build the wires between the organization or the people along with its customer. That's about building relationship. That's about building trust. That's about building a bond. Now, these bonds are more everlasting. They are really important as well. Now, that means that in digital world, never have an assumption that it's just about barter or just about a business transaction. If we as an organization is marketing a product or content marketing, understand, if you think business just to be a transaction of money, you will fall short. You might win small battles, but if you're thinking of having long hauls, if you're thinking to be in the long run, if you're planning for a long-term vision, then understand, students, it's about building trust and relationship. That's very premise of business ethics and doing business. So, content marketing not about convert first visit or second or third. Only foolish humans think it works like this. So it's not about just the business rotation cycle. So after this month clicks, if the customer is visiting once, twice, you have your buy-in. Now, this is a very tunnel vision. This is a very myopic kind of vision. That means you just look at a short-term gains. Let me tell you, a lot of times our short-term solutions are our long-term problems. A lot of times, I repeat, our short-term solutions are our long-term problems. That means if you're just thinking of making money or just a band-aid kind of format, it doesn't work. It works in a very short format, in a very short period of time. But over a long run, it doesn't work that way. That means at the end of the day, a customer needs to be felt first he is related to the organization or to the product or to the service. Two, a strong sense of bond and connect need to be developed. Otherwise, the relationship fails. You might gain a short-term business transaction, but in the long run, you suffer. So what then the idea is? The idea is that content marketing is about earning familiarity, trust, and relationship. Now, when we say this, it means that the initial investment in this phase is high. So we also need to look in, the economics needs to run as well. We are never discounting the fact that you just keep on developing a relationship without any economic or financial sense about it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is to run the train very strongly, it's first to have a good relationship. Yes, we need to see that the economic engine also works so that the break-even are also met as well, because without that, the train itself doesn't move. That's one. But the philosophy has to be based on building long-term relationship. So maybe they'll come, maybe not sometimes. Smart cave marketer, no care. That means he's ready to wait. He's ready till a good relationship is established. smart cave marketer know every visit chance to build relationship. Maybe earn fan, that's good enough. That's what he thinks about it. Yes, he has business objective as well, but he knows that if he's satisfying his customer first to build, we have mentioned your cave marketer. Cave marketer means he wants the customer to come inside his cave, look into his gallery, might not purchase, that's okay, but he's inviting his customer. He's giving the feel. Let me tell you, people in this world will be moved more by the kind of feeling you are given. And that applies to all areas for life, isn't it? If you are able to move people, that's the biggest buying. Take example Michael Jackson. Through his songs and dance, he really literally used to move people through his emotions. And with emotions, people do a lot of things, and a lot of people are there. They are die-hard fans, millions and millions of them. And it was not that he was into charity alone. Lot of them. But the point is, he could able to move people emotions. That also applies to a marketer as well. If you are able to relate to them, touch them emotionally, make them feel them better, they will remember you for a long time. And that naturally adds to business sense as well. The obligation resets on marketers to set the right expectation with our teams and clients as well. That was the first reason why people fail. So first it's about building. Don't look at short-term gains. We should look into the break-even, yes. We should look into the financial engine, yes. But the objective should be first point. Start building relationships. That's damn important. Second, myth or reason why content marketing fail. You may connect without a community. Understand, we are social creatures. We need people around. Even to people to grow, even to company to grow, we need surrounding. We need people around as well. And surrounding as well. And this is nicely illustrated in the book Outliers. Please read that book by Malcolm Gladwell. It goes on to say that in spite of you having the greatest of talent, which is important for you to grow and excel, but also you need circumstances and environment and people and resources outside as well, so that you flourish, grow, expand, prosper, and be successful as well. So when you are making your content, think of a community as well. So does content spread simply because it's really, really good? If this content really good, it just spreads virally, right guys? Oh, okay, probably not. That's a good one, Rand. That means, let me tell you, that was good presentation if I make. But if I don't have this platform about connecting from a professor to a student perspective, it doesn't work, isn't it? So for a company perspective as well, whatever content the organization has in terms of a product or service, they need to have a community about it. So in my experience, content spread because it inspires the community. So it could be a community of social community, maybe an online community. We have Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, or any of those connected through these platforms. It reinforces a belief. Now belief becomes strong when it is reinforced multiple times over. Reinforced, repeated many times over. So electronic gadget should be banned for kids 12 and below, experts say. Now, this is just a statement. But if you really want to sell this concept or a thought or an idea, repetition through various portals means a lot. And that's precisely the reason if you look into flight deals or book deals, they are seen across. You go on Yahoo, you go on Gmail, you find this AdWords or online advertisements coming from various centers. They are linked in. So that's how it is being shared as well. Let me tell you, friends, repetition has great power. And if you tend to listen to few things many times over, we tend to believe that is right. And that's very important concept of marketing. That means that even from a content marketing perspective, it has to be, visibility has to be there through various circles. Refutes an opposing argument. Now, they say Twitter is not dying, and if you have the backup in terms of so many confirmation through Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus to substantiate this, starts or renews a passionate discussion. Queries and clicks may influence Google's results more directly than previously suspected. So starting up also helps, especially when it's a passionate discussion. Is in someone's financial promotional interest as well. So we have link ups and AdWords coming along with the online portals. There are leverage groups as well, where it includes that, which includes the dynamics about the content. So leverage groups could be shares, it could be likes, it could be on Google Plus posts, and when you're using these are called the leverage points. So it takes it up to a different level altogether. Makes the sharer look smart, important, worldly, etc. So if you see food for thought on Twitter, world population, it's written first China, second India, third Facebook. That's something different as well. So if you see, it's put smartly, it's important, and it is looking at a global platform to share with as well. Good enough content often performs well when a community is behind it. It's very important to understand, and especially if the community is well known, standardized, well recognized, it makes much more sense. Now, there's also one of the philosophies that is very much propounded about. Please check out this book called as Influence by Robert Cialdini as a good reading. It speaks a lot about persuasion or influence, and marketing is about influence. So, what Robert Cialdini mentioned in his book about influence is one of the ways to influence people is back that up by social proof. That means if many are saying yes, we tend to also say that it's correct. We like that social conditioning because we are social creatures. So what community helps is be the social proof. So only the best 0.1% of the content can go viral without pre-existing community. The largest vocabulary in hip hop, social pages, so many if you see in Facebook, Twitter. So don't bet on your marketing on being 1 in 1,000. To start off, have the social conditioning proof alongside with you. It really helps to develop your product well. Before you create content, ask the question, who will support and amplify this content and the reason why? So have the power groups behind you. Third thing, why it fails. You invested in content creation, but not its amplification. So you have invested a lot of resources in developing the content, but have you thought about how to broadcast it? Amplification over here means how are you going to increase the noise level? That means to go viral. What are the creative plans that you have about creating higher noise levels within the marketplace? So understand, today's world is global and yet very small, so that it's very intricately related. So content must reach people in order to reach its potential. Let me tell you You might have a great product at your service. You might have a great service to offer. But let me tell you, if they don't reach out to people, it's of no use at all. Now, certain people or companies have made use of this gap, and they have just taken this and reached out to people. Say for example, Just Dial. They don't have any product to offer. They're into servicing business. What kind of service? They are making the products. That means they are a search engine portal for providing information on data in terms of addresses and contact details. Now, they are just sourcing this data on one hand and making it available to the customer. So what they are doing is making it available. That is also a business. Facebook is also they are just giving a platform that people can catch up. It's a virtual market, isn't it? It could be a virtual social market. It could be a virtual professional market, LinkedIn. It could be a virtual global know-how market, Google, or any of those. So it's making the market available. To reaching out is important. So channels for reaching the right people depends on your audience. So be intelligent. So when you're using the mediums, be aware. So if you see this chart as well, Facebook really reaches out to a lot of people across the globe, and these are global pictures. So if you say most amplification method falls into these three buckets. One, you need to broadcast it definitely. But also equally important, 1:1, that means equally important is the paid promotion. So don't think you just need to broadcast it. The good things will sell off. You need to increase the visibility by investing for visibility. That means that broadcast often via social media, email, and we'll discuss this email a couple of minutes later in length as well, or through events as well. So we'll come to our character Rand. So he has broadcasted it maybe through his webpage or blog, through 10 tactics to improve blog leadership, whatever the tactics are. And then the other factor that is equally important is the paid one, where you can outreach. There is proof that gender bias exists in search marketing industry. So you can just make it special as well to make it more authentic as well. Or the paid amplification. When we say of paid amplification, it could be through promoted tweets where you pay as an advertisement, or page post engagement, or the post ads. So it could be AdWords, it could be sponsor post, or it could any of these sponsored events through any of these websites. Could be for Google page, for Yahoo page, Facebook page, Twitter page, the paid ones. So the basic process for getting content amplification right. Step 1, find successful content in your niche. So we are never saying that content is compromised. We definitely want a good content or whatever you want to say. Find where it is being shared. See to it that you have a community at your disposal. Go beyond social networks as well. It could be professional networks, it could be networks that you have never explored as well. And also find who is doing the sharing. So that means you also find the leverage points as well. That means through whom it is getting shared as well. So if you see the domain space that is being digitalized, look at the space that is being used as well. Who is doing the sharing? They could be friends, It could be a family doctor. It could be your social group. So through whom the sharing is being transmitted as well. Copy what's working for them as well. So you look on link ups where it could be connected through a larger base. Look into who has larger connections so that if they can share it, it automatically spreads across. Build relationships with those who can help. Sharing is all about relationships. So first, to bring valuable and entertaining content to others. So we are giving first grounding principle always remains have something that's of value. Because if it's not valuable to people around, they might not really be interested about it. Two, to define ourselves to others, to grow and to nourish our relationship. It's also about self-fulfillment and to get the world out about cause or brand. So don't treat amplification as fire and forget. Understand, it's not about a one-time thing. It's about a process. It's about a journey. It's just not about doing once in a while. They say life is never about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do often on a daily basis. Defines what you do ultimately as well, isn't it? That because that forms a part of our habits. So it's about experimenting, learning, and applying as well. So think of each channel like a muscle to be flexed and strengthened regularly. And you might never know what works for you as a channel. It could be a Facebook, it could be a tweet, it could be a share, the leverage point, it could be any of those muscles that works for you. But unless you go and experiment and try it and figure it out and analyze it, you might never know about it. And don't forget to leverage what is still the most powerful sharing channel according to NYT or New York Times. That's about email, and we'll discuss it in length as well. So never forget the power of email in the digital world. The fourth reason why content marketing fails, you ignored content's most powerful channel, SEO. That's about search engine operators. Now, if you see, Google search has grown massively right from 1998, which was the first year of Google search, to 2013, the data available. The average search, if you see, is 6 billion searches per day. Can you imagine? 6 billion search. That's about 2 years back. Currently, it is said that it's touched 8 billion. 8 billion search a day is something. Now, while search traffic is distributed, social is highly concentrated in terms of periods. So if you see the percentage of social traffic from top content, the quarter 1, quarter 2 and quarter 3 is seen, where the quarter 3 search is the highest in terms of the search out. You might have seen RE Code and BuzzFeed claiming that is Google search traffic was dead. But here, Define Media Group refuting it with data from 87 publishers and 48 billion page views. That's pretty high. So SEOs are also critical business because of intent. So because a lot of people mention the Google search itself, I want to do it now, or what's that I can do right now. So do things mode. So it's about action. So browse mode, it's just about finding it out. So when done right, content marketing is the rising tide that lifts the SEO ships. Without content marketing, it's incredibly hard to earn the types of links that will confer domain authority and rankings in search engines. So they are interdependent as well. And when done right, the content marketing is rising tide that lifts the SEO ships as well. So both work for each other and both existence is interdependent on each other as well. But as the content on the site earns links, it helps every other page on that domain rank better in the search engine, lifting the tide. They say that a one wave or one rise create the entire ships to rise on that wave in the harbor. I'm sure that you must have seen that the one wave comes in the harbor, with each rising wave, the entire ship also goes up in that harbor. That also means that one search site helps on the other sites also in that domain to go up as well. So at the very least, do your keyword search as well. Better yet, gain a deep understanding of how SEOs and content work together as well. The last element which we'll see why content marketing fails also, you gave up way too soon. Let me tell you, the 0.1% always look like overnight success. If you see the left hand side of the slide, this is what normally people want, or people think it looks like this, success goes like this. But in reality, on the right hand side, what it really looks like is this, that people go through rough ends, people have their ups and downs, people learn from mistakes, people fall down, people get up as well and move ahead. So it's about that. So in reality, it looks more like this. So the every weirdest about archives, categories, travel guides. So a very detailed end. In reality, it's more look like this. So if you see in the graphical demonstration, right from the left hand side, January 2010 is where the launch was, maybe of a blog for product or content or a web page. If you see, Geraldine started her blog in 2009, and for 2 years she never broke 100 visits per day. That was for a substantial period for 2 years. Then she had a few posts gone some attention in the next 1 year, and let me tell you, but traffic again fell back soon after. And this is where most people give up. We call this the plateauing, because anything that you are doing for the first time, it takes time to really sink in. And it also it's about, when you're speaking of skills as well, for any skill that you're practicing, as you practice it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, this is where you find critical distinctions about success factors, about what you should do or what you should not do as well. And this is the plateauing phase, is a phase where people normally give up, because in spite of giving repeated efforts, the performance is not being growing. The performance remains the same in the plateau phase. But this is where successful people or masters hold by. This is where people keep on putting in perseverance, endurance, resilience, and a fight back. Keep on building over it. And as they build over it, you will find a sharp rise. I would like to give a metaphor about it. If you've seen a person who want to break open a big boulder, a big rock with a kind of big hammer, he keeps on doing it. At the first blow or the second blow, the first 10 blows, nothing happens. Even dust doesn't move. But as he keeps on hammering that hammer on the boulder, maybe on the 1000th or 1500th time, it breaks open. Now, it can never be said that the thousandth blow was the important blow, because every blow was detrimental to its success of breaking it open. That means that even in spite of your efforts, if you are not seeing tangible results, doesn't mean you are not growing. And it's a very important philosophy in all aspects of our life, including this marketing or content marketing. In spite of the fact that you're doing, you're not getting tangible success, but you still need to perceive, endure your way till a point comes where people really shoots up to exponential levels. And these days she gets 1 lakh visits each month. That is some size. The price of success is failure after failure after failure. Let me tell you, successful people fail a lot. And if you happen to meet people who are successful, and if you happen to people who don't fail often, let me tell you, they also don't succeed either as well. So if you want to make it big in your life, be open to fail more. They say that to succeed fast, face more failures, do more mistakes. And when we say mistakes, it's not about ethical mistakes. It's about trying different things. It's about exploring different things. So they say, but see to it that the mistakes are different, and you take the learnings as well. So a lot of success comes from lots of hard work as well, and that's one crucial learning that we need to understand. Great. So that's about content marketing. Now, why we have taken this part of module was, today, if you want to survive in any kind of marketing, digital is the growth wave or the drive wave, I would put it across. There's something that is going to propel, and if you as a marketing person are not aware about how things work, it might be very foolish and not to know about it. But knowing is not only important, but doing is also important. So we want to understand that when we are marketing digitally as well, we need to understand that only content will not suffice. If you have to back it up with visuals, you have to back it up with power groups. You have to back it up with leverage points, which could be of shares, likes, whatever you call it. You also want to back it up with SEOs through emails as well, so that it's networked through various channels as well. Great. And you need to try many things. You might fail, but that's the journey to success as well. Great. So that was about the case about content marketing. Great. So we move on to a very specific case from now on. So we will look into one of the things that has touched many lives in the last couple of years, I would say, specifically in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities, covering almost 80% of population, and even to rural areas as well. So can you guess, what is it one thing that has touched you in the last couple of years like never before? And you know what this logo stands for, isn't it? Wow. So we are talking of WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp has really touched many lives across the globe, I would say. So let's look into their marketing analysis and understand the company profile. So it's free for 1 year. That's what WhatsApp is, just to make people get used to it and becoming addicted. So that once the trial expires, people pay $1. That's the international norm about it. Ways to create wealth: 1, advertising; 2, having a subscription to it; 3, selling data because you have contact details; 4, getting royalties through the data; and freemium as well. So we have discounting as well attached to it and affiliation through various digitalized world. Let me tell you, friends, one of the other social channels, WhatsApp, uh, it has really went across and moved ahead and crossed many social boundaries as well. So when we look at into to relay the maturity period, add video calling features as well. Now understand that it started as a messaging service. We all know that, but as we know the growth cycle of a company or a product or service, we know that if you're not adding value base to the offering, then the maturity period can be prolonged. So what WhatsApp did was add video calling feature, also GUI and all its graphics. So if you see the platform that it uses first a multiple platform, be it Windows, be it Android, and it has a lot of graphics as well, because we know that graphics are visuals and visuals appeals to customers. And result from case study, they say that messaging when it was started earlier used to cost rupees 5, and then the way to SMSs came with free SMSs, and then WhatsApp came with an innovation like no login or logout, because that's a real heck, in the sense that you kind of we need to invest time over it as well. So no login and logout, almost free, and the kind of data transfer that you can have on the WhatsApp is immense. Or entire movies and videos could be sent in, which was a big time drawback with the conventional SMSs. Supports almost all platforms like Windows, Android, BlackBerry, and Apple. So whichever kind of OS or operating system you are using, it was supporting all platforms. So hence there was a global appeal about it. So you are OS independent, or whichever kind of platforms you're using, you can install WhatsApp into your system. And large number of emoticons. Now emoticons, people are relate to it very fast. So emoticons also add a lot of emotions into it. We have discussed this earlier as well. Say it with words, or say it with flowers, or digitally say it with emoticons. So what emoticons uses are, it comes in the two words, emotions and icons. So if an icon can transmit or spread your emotions, nothing beats it. So any icon that displays your emotions, and if you see emoticons, there are various emoticons, right from a smiley to grudge face to anger face to romantic pictures and so on and so forth. So this is we have mentioned earlier as well, a picture is equivalent to 1,000 words. So a large number of emoticons adds value as well. And automatic connections through contacts. So you need not individually connect it, just like if you have a smartphone, and if you just put into your, if you just install a WhatsApp, all contact gets connected automatically. Not only all contacts, could be Yahoo contacts, could be Gmail contacts, could be LinkedIn contacts, all could be linked in through one common platform, and that really is a big benefit. So that's about WhatsApp, and we need to understand that, friends, please pick up few companies to understand cases, because they help us understand better the world around us. We are much more aware about it. And since we are learning, if you're doing your MBA, I would also add, apart from looking at the world more objectively or through management philosophy, I will also add up to it by saying that two also things need to be added up as far as management graduates are concerned. That's about being aware about them. One is awareness. It is expected in today's world that a management graduate. Now, it's not only important where you do your MBA from. That's one thing about it. But the other thing is, are you aware of the world around? So if you are aware of the world around, and from a management graduate or from an MBA, people expect from you in terms of awareness what's happening around. And this is one of the ways to do it. Pick up few case studies, rehearse it, understand. It improves your GK, a general awareness. So one was awareness, and second was responsible. Now, from an MBA graduate, it is expected that he needs to be rational, logical, as we have described it, but he also needs to have these two attributes to really excel in today's world. One, being aware. He should be first aware of the external one, what's happening around, also about internal world as well. And two, it's about being responsible, being a responsible citizen. If you are living in a nation, whichever nation you belong to, being a responsible citizen or a person for the community, being a responsible family member, being a responsible employee. These are important attributes, and responsibility is something that corporate houses look forward to. They love working with responsible people because they know that responsible people need to be told less. And in today's fast-paced moving life, nobody has time to really groom and train and upbring people. Companies do that, but they expect that certain things people should know about it. They should be responsible about things. Great. The second example we will take is from the airline industry. Now, airline industry has been going through some lump in the last couple of years. We have seen the exit of Kingfisher, and we have seen fuel prices going up. We have seen airline companies are really struggling to meet ends in terms of customer traffic, plus rising competition, plus a lot of regulations as far as air traffic regulations are concerned, and a lot of competition, to say the least. Great. So we will look into one of the airlines that really has stood the test of time. Number one, they have also excelled and prospered, and that's about Indigo Airlines. And when we speak of from a marketing dimension, they are speaking of cost leadership. So we have spoke about leadership types during the earlier part of our series of in marketing. We will speak of cost leadership, what Indigo applied in their scenario. So if you see the overview as far as Indigo is concerned, we will look into the industry and market, the growth trends, the key segments, the cost and time driving factors, the Indigo's arrival and strategy. We'll look into the background, positioning, key focus areas, competitive approach, and also conclusion. This is an overview of the presentation as far as Indigo is concerned. Now, when we speak of cost leadership, now this strategy is all about gaining competitive advantage over competitors by reducing cost. This is what cost leadership means. So we're not talking of price, we're talking of cost. Price is the perceived value, cost is actual cost to the customer. Now, leadership could be through cost standalone, and especially if you are dealing with countries who are developing or underdeveloped countries, it makes much more sense because according to Maslow's needs of hierarchy, people are more driven by the needs, where cost really plays a great role. So when we speak of Indigo, we speak first more from a standpoint of Asian countries because that's where its prime operations and base location is. So increasing profits by reducing costs considerably while charging industry average prices. So when we speak of cost leadership, the first thing that normally comes up is that you can reduce the cost by increasing the volume of sales. So that's about the cost leadership. They increase the volume by giving the customer the cost advantage. Volumes, when we say of volumes, that is increasing market share through charging lower prices while still making a reasonable profit on each sale because you have reduced costs. So it's about as you increase the volume of sales, your absolute cost goes down, and that's where your profits come by. So your per ticket size in terms of profit is less, but the volume covers the profit. The key ingredients in effective cost leadership strategies are: one, the economies of scale. So it's about volume business. It is access to capital. Now, if you're doing a volume business, you need to have funding because volume requires funds, and this is an important aspect of cost leadership. You need an efficient supply chain. That means your infrastructure need to be very good in terms of supply chain management. You require a different kind of management. When we say a superior management, cost leadership requires different management altogether because the styles of people, the recruitment process, the training also need to be fine-tuned as per the demand. It's also use of technology. So when we are speaking of cost leadership, technology plays a role as well because technology is one of the factors through which cost comes down, and also a low cost labor base as well. So it could be absolute labor, it could be materials, or it could be facility. So when we say the industry growth and trends, if you see the slide over here, you will find that Indigo over a period of time has really increased its sales as well. So first, if you see the left hand, the blue chart, if you see on the left hand side, you will see annual domestic and international passenger growth. Now we're just looking at the growth rate of the passengers who are flying, which from 2000 to 2010, entire decade, has exponentially grown. And the factors due to which it was there was: one, price, the service, the loyalty programs, the corporate trips, the comfort inbound, and the flight schedule as well. If you see the segmentation as well, the socio-economic revolution was underway in India as the consumer profile becomes increasingly middle class. If you see the left hand side, and from a marketing perspective, very important slide. Now, when we speak of any kind of marketing, it's important to understand, we need to understand the socio-economic population of the consumer as well. So it's about the know-how of what your consumer type is. Now, if you see, this is more related to Indian Asian countries. In 2001 1 and 2, you will find that the lower income bracket was the maximum with 46.1%, followed by the middle. Middle is further divided into middle and upper middle. But the scenario changed. If you see in 2009 and 10, the major chunk of the population lied in the middle income slab. Second was the lower income, and then followed up by the upper middle. So if you see the chunk of population, the upper middle and the middle class put together constituted close to 65%, and that's some size of population. That means the earning capacity and spending capacity hence has gone up. And if you see on the right hand side, The price was the full service. If you see the brands in the lower bracket, whether we have a low pricing, Indigo, GoAir, SpiceJet, Air Deccan made their presence felt, and the high end was about Jet Airways and also Air India as well. And if you see the cost and time advantage as well, if you see the top left chart where the comparison is made between a rail ticket, especially if you are traveling on a second class or a first class AC compartment, the charges are 4,000 to 2,000 to 1,000 based on the type of medium that you're traveling. But if you see vis-a-vis on the second slide or the bottom left of slide, the airline carrier charges are SpiceJet, Air Deccan, Go and Kingfisher. They are roughly hovering in the range of 3,600, which is less than the first AC or very close also to second AC as well. So you are actually attracting a chunk of a population of middle and upper middle class as well, which has a spending cash along with them. If you see the background, it was founded by Rahul Bhatia and Rakesh Gangwali. The Intergo established Indigo, which is based in Gurgaon, modeled on the US low-cost air carrier about Southwest Airlines, where JetBlue was an investment firm. So they were modeled on that Southwest Airlines. It consolidated its position as the fastest growing airline in India with 237 flights connecting 25 destinations across the nation in a short span of almost 5 years. January 2011, it was India's largest low-fare airline within a short period of 6 to 7 years. And in 2010, it bagged the prestigious Skytrax World Airline Award for being the best low-cost airline in India and Central Asia, and the World Airline Awards as well. Within 6 years of operation, it has captured 20% of the market share. That is something. And the aircraft with all economy 180 seats were onboarded. Now, this is a small facet but an important facet. Every time an Indigo aircraft takes off in daylight, the pilot switches off the navigation lights located on its wings and tail tips. The reason? The savings in the cost of changing bulbs. It's such a minor detail, small minor thing. But the savings so small and most airlines wouldn't bother, but taken seriously at Indigo, because when you speak of cost leadership, it matters. Indigo's positioning, how they are positioned themselves, it's about price and product attribute. That's the economic orientation. Customer service processes on time, every time is their logo. So when you get into an Indigo airline, it's always about mentioning about the commitment to time. Strong and organized service distribution delivery systems as well. Healthy and luxurious service environment and competent service personnel as well. So they're trained well as well. Focus area before placement is about cost control. So money saved is money earned, the philosophy. High on customer service. They know that in spite of the fact they are banking on cost leadership, but they know that service is priority as well, because that's what they compete against. Prompt complaint redressal system. So any complaints are addressed to within no time. Low turnaround and better timeline. So when we speak of airline business or airline carrier businesses, it's important to understand that any airline traveler, the turnaround time is important. So turnaround time is when an aircraft lands at a particular airport, how much time it needs to rotate before it takes off for the next destination. So this turnaround time is about maintaining the infrastructure, the customer service, the logins, or the check-ins as well. Driving employee efficacy. So if you are looking at turnaround, it's important that we have employee efficiency as well. Low fare airlines with maximum possible comfort and no superfluous business as well. So ethics are important as well. So Indigo's key drivers, if we really look into, are number one, single model of aircraft. They have one model of aircraft which they can tune in, so they are very much easily accessible as well. Operate on secondary airports, so the cost comes down. Single class configuration. So when we say of single class, they have an economy class only. No in-flight services. Fewer employees per aircraft helps reduce costs. E-ticketing so also helps convenience for the customer. So it's a point-to-point model. Delivering up to commitments, if you see the parameters, be it from on time to late, very late, excessive, cancelled, diverted, on-time departures and on-time arrivals, these are also parameters related to efficient customer service. Indigo is a standout in various of these parameters, and plus also in service indicators like on-ground service, customer rating scores in terms of customer handling or grievance handling or call center experience, or also in-cabin experience, or we call in-flight service experience, which Indigo is also among the higher ranks, that is among the top 3-4 ranks, which also speaks volumes about what the airline is doing as well. And even in terms of cancellation as an indicator, one of the major reasons why that it gets delayed is primarily weather, which is beyond the control. Very few are operational based. There could be also related to commercial issues, technical issues, or also about the air traffic as such, but operational issues are less. Means whatever they could, they have done, and that's important to understand this. The market share, close to 20% is what Indigo has, as the latest figures come in of 2014. And advertisement, you have lots of advertisement to back that up in terms of supermodels, in terms of not so for the age of buy and get win or Indigo to Pink City, so various hoardings, display ads as well. Current standings, touching 27% of market share, which is substantially high for an airline industry. The conclusions what we can draw for Indigo has been that Indigo has been able to make profitably and grow its market share since inception. However, it's still relatively young, 6 years around. It has to prove that low-cost model can remain profitable in the long run, and that's the test. Because it was just modeled on based on Southwest Airlines in the last 40 years. It started international operation in 2011, that's around 4 years back. The international sector is a different ballgame altogether, because the impact comes from cultural understanding to different clientele. The cost factor is different, perceived differently as well. Indigo has to see how it can compete in that sector while with existing business model. So maybe cost leadership helps in the market of Indian market or Asian markets per se, but when it looks up into international scenarios, it needs to reinvent itself and look into how that model or where fine-tuning needs to be done there. Great. So that's about Indigo, and that's some interesting case about airline career. Great. And now we look into the the other case study, and that's about Kalyan Jewelers. Now, if you have students, if you have seen, we are taking different examples from different industries. Some are big names, some not real big names. Now in jewelry, Kalyan Jewelers might not be the biggest, but definitely has created waves. So that's the reason we have taken. There are other reasons to it why we have taken Kalyan Jewellers. Great. So when we speak of Kalyan Jewellers, first let's take the brand per se. Kalyan Jewellers, if you see, they are the largest jewelry chain in India. Surprised to that? But yes, it's a fact. In fact, we know that the kind of connect that they have established is immense. Their headquarters in Thrissur, that's Kerala, and Kerala always has been known for gold jewelry shops, and that's what Kalyan Jewelry also has to offer as well, more so as a premium product. Chairman and MD being T.S. Kalyanaraman, through which the branding comes from, or the brand names come from. The holding company Kalyan Group, an establishment 1993 at Thrissur. The STP, or segmentation, targeting and positioning, as since it's a jewelry market, segmentation, women being the target group or the gender group, targeting upper middle class and high class. Now if you see in an earlier slide as well, which was reflecting on the economic population, if you see, which has got the earning and spending capacity has gone up for the middle class and the upper middle class as well. So that band width has gone up. Hence, the targeting in this case, obviously the upper middle class and the higher class, which is also growing in population. Positioning as a royal brand. So that's what they want to position the brand as. Brand ambassadors, right from Sushmita Sen few years back. Now the Bachchan's family, Aishwarya Rai Bachchan and Amitabh Bachchan, to a great extent, help them promote this brand. And more so, Kalyan Jewellers is synonymous or resonates with the Bachchan's family. Logo, the Kalyan Jewellers, depicting with the golden leaf, also depicting and highlighting the notion of prosperity as well. If you see on a popularity wise, now also when you are speaking of Kalyan Jewellers as an example from a jewelry business, also see to it is related from other marketing dynamics as well. That means from an advertising perspective as well, also from the digital advertising as well, they have used all channels to market themselves. So one of the primary tools that they have used is definitely advertisements and hoardings, due to which the popularity has gone up, and plus they have attached the brand with success factors, like they have attached with Amitabh Bachchan, the Aishwarya Rai. So it's about being famous and glamorous as well. So they have attached the brand with success and being glamorous. Music, traditional, if you see the feel that they have, when we speak of Kalyan Jewellers, the feel that they have tried to portray through the advertisement is being traditional. So when we say glamorous, glamorous in a traditional way. So they have not portrayed themselves as glamorous Western, but they have portrayed themselves glamorous yet Eastern. Now when I say glamorous and yet Eastern, since they operate much in Asian countries and most in India, people, the relational front is, or the relating style is being cultural. So if you see that the kind of rapport that they want to build with their customers is primarily what they can match on to. That's about being cultural. Since the population is coming from a middle class, in fact, the Kalyan Jewellers customers are primarily coming from middle class, and middle class Indians more so has more, they're coming from more traditional value based system. Now, if they want to really connect with the audience, and they know that their audience is coming from a traditional value system, they are also relating that within their advertisement as well. And Bachchans have been very symbolic about it, about being glamorous and yet being traditional about it. The wow moment. Now, every customer or organizational endeavor is to give the wow moment for the customer. So when we say the wow moment, it's about giving the delight. So we have always mentioned this, that these are not the days of customer satisfaction, the days that are gone by. These days are about customer delight. We never speak in terms of only just about customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is what people expect, that the product needs to be good. But what is it that the product or the service is going to give extra as a value? And that's what you find across industries about value-added services. The concept of value-added services comes from this notion about the wow moment. It's about, if you see the Amazon ad, or the cow, what else? What else? So when she walks up and opens the door, it's about wow, the wow factor. And the brand owner of Business Technology Group owns it. Changes between old and the new ad. Old ad was concentrated on full jewelry. If you recollect the earlier jewelry advertisement, it was Shushmita Sen being woven or laden with full jewelry. New ad more so concentrates on their bangles section. The advertising agency is Netra Push Advertising. The advertising mix for them, for Kalyan Jewelers, are hoardings, television, magazines and newspapers. And advertising budget are close to 900 million, and that's pretty high. Competitors, we have big players of Tanishq, we have Asmi, we have Reliance Jewelry, we have PCJs, we have TBZ, Edora, Kias, and lots of them. Lots of competitors as well. The message is variety. It's about or the cow factor. It's about what else? Information about which type of gold should we purchase. Its price should not be considered. Quality should be considered. So since they are operating in a market where, especially in a gold market where we have so many outlets, the retail outlets that are available, it's about what kind of product it has to offer in terms of variety, but also they have lots of advantages in terms of pricing strategy. That means a lot of part payments or EMI facilities that they have provided, so they can cater to the lower middle class and the middle class as well. Now, for a middle class customer, one of the biggest hindrance for buying any kind of product is the liquid cash. The dreams are big, but the cash available with them, disposable cash, is less. So the finance option comes in very handy, and that's what Kalyan Jewellers has been riding on. Is about having the finance plan, a proper finance plan, and since they're a big brand, people can bow for it as well. And for a middle class and the upper middle class, gold always has been a prestige issue. It has always been a motherly factor. It has always been more than money factor. It has always been something beyond price. So even if people want to buy on EMI with a finance option, they will go for it, because for for Indians or most of Asians, gold means many things. It's just not about a metal or an investment. It's much more beyond that. And Kalyan Jewellers knows this very well. And when we also want to integrate with Maslow's theory of motivation, Kalyan Jewellers wants to hit at the esteem need or the ego need. It's about what is it it's about more to satisfy with the I factor about it. When we see of the wow factor, it's about, from a husband's perspective, it's about what I can give to my wife or to my family or to my mother or to my sister's wedding. So it's about fulfilling their ego needs. That's where it is focusing on. And the trio of needs that the Kalyan jeweler focuses on is on power, because self-esteem gives power. Affiliation, that means it's about the aspiration to move to the higher social class, and also about achievement. So when you are thinking of purchasing gold, it also means that you have satisfied the basic needs of food, shelter, clothing, and you're thinking beyond. That means you already achieved something as well. So it's about fulfilling these trio of needs for Kalyan Jewellers. That's a wonderful example, isn't it? And it's good to know about these companies. How do they use these strategies as well? Great. So now we move on to the next case, and that's an interesting case as well. And that's about mudra communication. Now, I don't know whether you have heard about this or not, but let me tell you, it is one of the top 3 advertising agencies in India, and they really have made their name and presence felt. Great, let's take an introduction about what the company is all about. So when we speak of Mudra Communication or Mudra Group, Mr. A.G. Krishnamurthy started his advertising career with Shilpi Advertising in 1976. Shilpi Advertising, a small firm that existed, and Mr. A.G. Krishnamurthy founded Mudra Communication in 1980, 4 years later. Within 9 years, they were largest Indian advertising agency. In fact, in 1770s and 80s was the era where as such we didn't have much of advertising world. This was an era which was a boom for advertising. They had a team of around 11,000 employees, 1,100 employees, and across 26 offices. And Madhukar Kamath is the current CEO and managing director of Mudra Group. Initial part, after Shilpi, he moved on to Reliance Industries as well. As an advertising manager for 4 years, later he founded the Mudra Communication. And Mudra Ahmedabad was born with 15 employees and with rupees 40,000 as the cash amount or as the capital to start off with. Mudra launched their first advertisement, Vimal, in 1980, and they even launched the Rasna ad, which we so fondly remember of, in 1983. And on 25th of March, which is still celebrated across Mudra offices as the Mudra Day as well. Headquarters in Mumbai. Industry we know is the marketing aid or support system. It's privately held till now. Founded in 1980. Madhukar Kamath is the CEO. Company size around 1,200 all employees. Website being www.mudra.com. Do visit this and find out more about the company as well. The services offered by the ad agency. Number 1, total advertising service. When we say total advertising, it's about end-to-end advertising, right from web page development, maybe to hoarding, to print, to conceptualization, to media marketing, to global events, to event marketing, to stage shows, a lot of them. Marketing services, the e-solutions as well. So when we speak of ad agency, cannot leave out digitalization, so electronic age. content business, so we are they and also into content development, the creative side about it, animation tagged along with it. Integrated media services, it's not about uh, medias working independently, but they are interlinked and integrated as well. The sales promotion as well, the event marketing, the branding as well. So when we say branding, it's about integrated branding. So integrated branding helps the mother brand, sister brands to to really take leverage from the brand names as well. So that's why we integrate brands as well. Great. The group offers integrated communication services through its platforms. Mudra and the DDB, the Doyle Dane benchmatch. So this is where they have a tie-up as well. So they integrate both these platforms as well. So that the spread is to a larger cross section of people as well. So when we speak about memorable advertising, Vimal in 1980s is we can never forget of, and the early part of the 2000, the Karlo Dunya Mutti Mein, the Lions ad, RIM, the CDMA that they sold off was really a cut off as well. The other, My Daddy Being Strong, Dhara ad, the Rasna ad, and also the McDonald's I'm Loving It as well, is also conceptualization of Mudra ads. Let's look at some SWOT of Mudra, which is important to understand because as our other industries changing and making their headway, so is advertising as well. The strengths what Mudra has are: one, satisfying the need of the customers; two, time, that's about time efficiency that we are speaking of; innovation and innovative and creative; we are also speaking of quality as well. We are looking at global exposure with higher rewards and appreciation as well. We are looking at efficient team working, which have been the key strengths for Mudra. The weaknesses or areas that are really an area that they have to think about are pricing strategy and lack in promotional strategies towards increasing the brand name as well. Because although being in the top 3 brand or advertising agents in India, not many people are aware about it, apart from the people who are directly linked about it. So they are themselves not really, the visibility is not much. The opportunities that Mudra has for themselves to grow and expand are entering in global market to attract global clients, and also increasing brand image through memorable advertising as well. The threats that the Mudra communication has is stiff competition from both domestic and international levels, and also change in taste and preference of clients. So we need to understand that the tastes have been different. When we speak of the eras of Karlo Dunya Mutti Mein, the Reliance 3D advertisement, and the Rasna world, it was in 80s, 90s or late 90s. When we speak of 2015, so 2 decades have gone by, almost 2-3 decades have gone by. So people, the people preference and taste also have gone by. The new age has come, the new generation has come as well. So it's about keeping pace to know their preferences, their choices, their taste is important. That means a lot need to be invested in terms of research, in terms of data procurement, in terms of then creative work from there on. Achievements of Mudra communication till now has been, it was Mudra that first gave India double spread color ads. It was Mudra that first sponsored commercial telecast of a major sporting event between India and West Indies series in 1983. That's some achievement in those era. It was Mudra that first made the Indian first telefilm Janam. It was Mudra that first gave India's first academy for advertising as well. The Mudra Institute of Communication, MICA as it's more commonly called as. The awards received the International Award 1 are 236, the National Awards 931. They have also won agencies for the several years as well. So the achievements have been plenty as far as Mudra is concerned. Now, understand students, if you also want to make a career, when you speak of marketing, ad agency is also a marketing tool. Now, a lot of opportunity exists there as well. Now, when we speak of ad agency, there are various domains. It could be about the creative side about it. When you speak of animation, it could be about supply chain management. It could be about selling this concept as well. So there are various tools available. But as a good marketer or as a good marketing student or a student of MBA, we need to understand that he or she needs to understand this concept very well. Need to understand how markets are shaping up. When you are walking it across through your cities, towns, look at the hoardings, look at the commercials as well. Just don't look at the advertisement of the commercials of the newsprint just like a layman. Look at from as what an MBA student will look into. Look into what does the advertisement want to say to the customer. So look at it from a advertisement angle as well. Look at from an organizational standpoint view of it. This is the way to grow. Look at the hoardings as well. What is this company? Find out what the company is all about. So that's how you become more matured and aware citizen. And these are the people who really grow and well. Great. Now, in this last part of the section, we would be looking into one of the digital tools of marketing. That's about e-marketing. And when we speak of e-marketing, we cannot forget certain aspects of e-marketing. So what is e-marketing? So e-marketing or electronic marketing refers to application of marketing principles and techniques via electronic media. So the medium is electronic, and more specifically through internet, because internet has really touched many lives. The term e-marketing or internet marketing or online marketing are interchangeably used and considered to be synonymous as well. So it is a process of marketing a brand using the marketing. It includes both direct response marketing and indirect marketing elements, and uses a range of technologies to help connect business to their customers. So when we say a direct response or an indirect response are very interactive platforms. For example, Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, Goibibo. These are interactive platforms where they exchange the information as well. But there are also indirect messages as well, like emails are the no response category in e-marketing. So if you go with the definition as such, electronic marketing is the marketing of products using electronic technology to determine the consumer market. E-marketing encompasses all the activities of a business conducted in a World Wide Web with the aim of attracting new business, retaining current businesses, and developing its brand equity. Understand, whichever industry you're working in, if you are not really competent with the digital world or the electronic world or an online world, you're already missing much. And if you're not learning even now the concepts of e-marketing or digital marketing more so, you really seriously are missing something. And you will tend to be lagged behind as well. Okay, so let's look into the nature of e-marketing. So it started with the arrival of internet, wide advertisement board, internet marketing, and online businesses. That's how it evolved on. And when it came in, the presence was not very felt in, but these days it really is very high. Features: internet marketing allows global marketing facilities. It's not about just a location, it's about globally things are available everywhere. So you might be in the remotest corner of Shimla or some remote small town places, still you can get place from America any product that you deserve just on your fingertips. That is that easy. It is less expensive because there's no travel cost. There is no cost per se involved because there is no transit cost as well, because the cost is borne by the company as well. It makes marketing easier because it's a virtual market. It sells your products and services and encash your bills from anywhere. So from the point where banking has started connecting it as well, it becomes all the more smoother. Where we have also in the last section we discussed about Flipkart, where they were the first one in India to launch this cash on delivery. So you need not pay it as well through a credit card. You can pay it by cash once you receive the goods. So sell your products and services and encash your bills, or it increases the choice of products, services, and sellers. So if you go to a small physical market, you have choices about things, but on a virtual market, you have choices like never before. Vast availability of information is available. We have portals and sites where we have comparative evaluation of costs. So if you are going to buy a second-hand car for that matter, you have a lot of online sites where they compare prices for you as well. So that's again applied tool for the customer as well. Features where internet marketing allows the other features. If you look into how e-marketing is better than traditional marketing, if you see, when you see of e-marketing, it's about interacting advertisement. It's about methods of digital marketing is less expensive. And e-marketing is marketing to consumers through online channels like websites and online banner advertisement as well. So it could be an AdWords as well. Whereas if you see traditional marketing, it is contact from one side only. It is traditional marketing methods are more expensive because a lot of infrastructure cost is involved. The physical infrastructure cost is involved. The employees need to be employed for marketing the product or displaying the product as well. That cost is eliminated off. It refers to offline marketing tactics such as print advertisement, television and radio ads, direct mails, trade shows. These all marketing could be reduced or fine-tuned. Scope, if you see, of e-marketing, internet marketing allows the marketeer to reach consumers in a wide range of ways. It is considered to be a broad scope because a wider cross-section of people are touched upon. E-marketing ties together the creative and technical aspects as well, together roped in. Objectives. Now, when you are looking from an e-marketing perspective, few things are dead important, and these things are, they need to be specific, measurable, action oriented, realistic, and time specific. When we look at these objectives, it is important to understand from this perspective is e-marketing are very targeted in the sense that if a customer wants to buy in, he has absolute display of whatever he wants to see. It's measurable. That means the cost, he can compare it vis-a-vis a lot of online portals are there. They're action oriented. That means it's just not about visibility of a brand on a smartphone, but also you can place an order there and there itself. It's realistic. You get the product result, and also there is specificity of time as well. So when we say specificity of time, that means the product is really delivered within real time limits. So marketing tools, when we speak of, it's the online marketing tools include websites, social media, and online advertising. Use of social media, it could be Facebook, it could be Twitter, it could be professional medias like LinkedIn as well. The marketing plan need to be there. Understand that these days, whenever a marketing budget is made for any organization, be it a manufacturing company or any company, a specific budget is being allocated for marketing plan of online marketing because people are aware that whatever type of industry you are currently operating in, you know that the route is going to be digitalized because the world over is getting digitalized. Today, you find many people with smartphones doing business. So if the world is moving towards that side, so companies also need to be aware that if you are really not really connected in this platform, you will be lagged behind. You will be actually put behind. Social media is the latest marketing buzz touted by both online and offline marketing experts way to reach customers. And that's precisely the reason that if you go on any smartphone or any internet medium where a lot is being advertised, and that's the reason it is being said, which I mentioned earlier as well. If you are not online, you really are on the line. That means if you don't have real internet marketing plans to go about it, you're going to struggle as well. So the tools that we used are the .coms where we have. It could be through emails which might be non-responsive or not interactive. It could be through Yahoo, Google, or Rediff. It could be through interactive mediums like Facebook, Yahoo, YouTube, LinkedIn, Ask, Flick, Twitter, MySpace, etc. So if you see, a properly designed website is one of the most important marketing tools that an e-marketing needs. In fact, when people want to do business, especially if it's a new clientele, and if they want to enter into a business relationship with any client, they first look in their first online medium. They first check their web page or the company's website and look into their company's vision, mission, their product, their services, which projects they are dealing with, their vision and mission statement. Where are the topographic locations? Who is the management style? So these aspects people look into before making a business deal. That's about the client relationship. But even if you see the internal client, people who go for the interview, one of the things that they do is do a good background check of the organization. If they don't find the organization worthwhile, people these days don't go for the interview or are not interested to join that kind of organization, which are not really visible and they can't display it well on their online portal. So statistics, if you see, which are very interesting, it's saying that 20% of population is online. and that is some size. Among internet users, highest percentage of shopping online is in South Korea. So when we say 20%, we are speaking of the world population. So among the internet users, highest percentage of shopping happens in South Korea, where 99% of those with internet access have used it to shop, followed by UK. Now, so that means that South Korea is the first country where the maximum usage of this site is there, followed by UK. Germany is closely followed with 97%, where online shopping station is low at this point of time because of slightly less internet use, but still is pegged at 168 billion US dollar. 170 billion dollar is closely a size of an apple. That's a huge market. So that's what the size it represents, and we know that since internet usage is going up, the Asian market is also going to open up for online tools as well. The importance, if you see from an e-marketing perspective, are number one, the internet. The internet has brought many unique benefits to marketing, one of which being lower cost for the distribution of information and media to global audience. It has really tapered down the cost. The interactive nature of internet marketing, both in terms of providing instant response and also eliciting response, is the unique quality of the medium. Had it been a non-interactive medium, you really don't know how the response would be. But since it's an interactive medium, you can compare lots of things. You can have an interactive chat. You could Skype it through. You can have customer delivery response. You have a chat group. So if it is that interactive, and also online as well, it's 24/7 as well. So all these really takes up the importance of marketing to a different level altogether. When you say role, the role of e-marketing is to help in relating to the product of their customers and prospective consumers in a convenient way. Now, imagine the flight friend. If you want to go for shopping, you need to first dress up yourself, you need to travel, you need to take your luggage on, take back home. Now, imagine right at 2 a.m. in the morning, you're not getting sleep, you think, oh, let's shop. Let's shop a t-shirt for yourself. At 2 a.m., you are in your pajamas and in your bedroom, and you still can shop very leisurely. That's the kind of convenience that people want, and right at the fingertips. With banking coming in with an add-on function, it really helps. As of today, it is said, either way leads to the internet. You go conventional way or traditional way, the way that you are going to land up would be the internet way or the e-marketing way. Just a simple click in surfing the internet would give you what you want and need, right from a vegetable to a pizza to an automobile to a air ticket to booking a house or finding a house has become that so simple. Advantages that e-marketing offers, interesting to observe. E-marketing is inexpensive. Companies can reach a wide customers for a small fraction of traditional advertising budgets. Convenient to research and purchase of goods and services. Pay per impression, pay per click, and pay per action as well. It's 24/7 marketing. If you see the limitations that internet has is about outright scams. It's about the consumer is unable to physically feel the product, not try the product as such. Marketer will not be able to use the personal touch factor. Technology, low connection speed, and the complication involved about it. And some of the shopping sites that you are aware is Flipkart, eBay, the traders, the future bazaars, Home Shopping, Yebi, Snapdeal, Buy the Prices, many of those.